Hi everyone, welcome to today's incredible story. We are going to explore the amazing life of Oprah Winfrey, one of the most powerful and inspiring women in the world. This will be an easy-to-understand biography that shows how someone can rise from nothing to everything. Let's dive into this incredible journey. The dark beginning, born into poverty. Oprah Gail Winfrey was born on January 29, 1954, in a small rural town called Kosciuszko, Mississippi. But her story doesn't start like a fairy tale. It starts with struggle, pain, and poverty that most people can't even imagine. Oprah was born to a teenage mother named Vernita Lee, who was only 18 years old. Her father was Vernon Winfrey, a coal miner and barber. But here's the shocking part. Oprah's parents were not married, and her father wasn't even sure he was really her father at first. When Oprah was just a baby, her mother left her with her grandmother, Hattie Mae Lee. This grandmother lived on a farm with no electricity, no running water, and barely any money. Can you imagine? In today's world, we complain when our Wi-Fi is slow, but Oprah grew up without basic things like electricity. Hattie Mae was a very religious woman who taught Oprah to read before she was 3 years old. She would make Oprah recite Bible verses and speak in church. Even as a tiny child, Oprah showed incredible speaking abilities. People in the church would say, "That child can really talk." But life with grandmother was extremely hard. They were so poor that Oprah wore dresses made from potato sacks. Other children at school would laugh at her clothes. She had no toys, no books except the Bible, and sometimes not enough food to eat. The nightmare years, abuse and trauma. When Oprah was 6 years old, her life became even worse. Her mother Vernita came to take her to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Vernita worked as a housemaid and lived in a tiny apartment. She was trying to start a new life, but she was still very young and had no idea how to take care of a child. What happened next is one of the most shocking parts of Oprah's story. From the age of 9 to 14, Oprah was sexually abused by male relatives and family friends. This included her cousin, an uncle, and a family friend. These terrible things happened while her mother was working, and Oprah felt completely alone and scared. The abuse was so traumatic that Oprah tried to run away from home multiple times. She felt like nobody cared about her or would protect her. At age 13, she became pregnant as a result of the abuse. This was devastating for a young girl who was already dealing with so much pain. The baby was born prematurely and died shortly after birth. Oprah has said that losing that baby was both heartbreaking and, in some ways, a relief because she knew she wasn't ready to be a mother while she was still a child herself. During this time, Oprah was also acting out at school. She was angry, rebellious, and getting into trouble. Her mother didn't know what to do with her. Vernita was working multiple jobs just to survive and couldn't handle Oprah's behavior problems. The turning point, a father's discipline. In 1968, when Oprah was 14, something amazing happened that changed her life forever. Her mother sent her to live with her father, Vernon Winfrey, in Nashville, Tennessee. Vernon Winfrey was completely different from anyone Oprah had lived with before. He was strict, disciplined, and he believed in education above everything else. He owned a barber shop and was respected in his community. The first thing Vernon told Oprah was, "You will not bring shame to this family. You will get an education, and you will make something of yourself." He wasn't mean, but he was very firm about what he expected. Vernon made Oprah read one book every week and write a report about it. If she didn't do her homework, she couldn't eat dinner. If her grades weren't good enough, she couldn't go out with friends. At first, Oprah hated all these rules, but slowly she began to understand that Vernon actually cared about her future. For the first time in her life, Oprah felt safe and protected. Vernon and his wife Zelma gave her structure, love, and high expectations. They believed she could achieve great things, and this belief started to change how Oprah saw herself. Discovery of talent, the speaking gift. At East Nashville High School, Oprah's natural speaking ability really began to shine. She joined the speech team, participated in drama club, and started winning competitions. Her teachers noticed that when Oprah spoke, people listened. One day, when Oprah was 17, she was asked to speak at a local church. A radio station owner happened to be in the audience and was amazed by her speaking ability. He offered her a job reading news on the radio after school. This was Oprah's first job in media, and she was still in high school. She earned $100 a week, which was a lot of money for a teenager in the 1970s. More importantly, she discovered that she loved being on the radio and connecting with people through her voice. Oprah was also an excellent student. She became the first African American student council president at her school and was voted most popular girl. The shy, traumatized child was transforming into a confident young woman. College years and early career. In 1971, Oprah received a full scholarship to Tennessee State University, a historically black university in Nashville. This was a huge achievement for someone who had grown up in such poverty. While she was still in college, something incredible happened. A local television station, WLAC-TV, offered her a job as a news anchor. She was only 19 years old and still a student. The station managers saw something special in her and wanted to give her a chance. This was a big decision for Oprah. Should she stay in college or take this amazing opportunity? Her father Vernon wanted her to finish her education, but Oprah felt this was her chance to start her career in television. She decided to take the job and continue her studies part-time. This made her the first African American news anchor in Nashville and one of the youngest news anchors anywhere in the country. But being a news anchor wasn't easy for Oprah. She was supposed to be serious and unemotional while reading the news, but that wasn't natural for her. She cared too much about the stories she was telling. If she was reporting on a sad story, she would start to cry on television. If something was funny, she would laugh. Her bosses told her she was too emotional for news. They said she needed to be more professional and less personal. But Oprah couldn't change who she was, someone who felt deeply and connected emotionally with every story. The big move, Baltimore and beyond. In 1976, when Oprah was 22 years old, she got an offer to work at a bigger television station, WJZ-TV in Baltimore, Maryland. This was a major step up in her career, and she was excited about the opportunity. But her time in Baltimore started badly. The station managers wanted to change everything about her. They didn't like her hair, so they sent her to an expensive salon where they used harsh chemicals that made most of her hair fall out. They didn't like her name, so they suggested she change it to something more American sounding. Oprah refused to change her name, but she struggled with the other changes they wanted. She was supposed to co-anchor the evening news, but she wasn't connecting well with the audience. The ratings weren't good, and her bosses were not happy. After 8 months, they took her off the evening news. Oprah was devastated. She thought her television career was over before it really began. She felt like a failure and wondered if she should give up and try something else. But sometimes what seems like a failure turns out to be the best thing that could happen. The station decided to try Oprah as co-host of a morning talk show called People Are Talking. Finding her true calling, the talk show format. On August 14, 1978, Oprah appeared on People Are Talking for the first time. The moment she sat down and started talking with guests and the audience, something magical happened. This was what she was meant to do. Unlike reading news, where she had to be serious and distant, on a talk show Oprah could be herself. She could laugh, cry, ask personal questions, and really connect with people. She could share her own experiences and make her guests feel comfortable sharing theirs. The show became incredibly popular in Baltimore. People loved Oprah's warm, genuine personality. She didn't just interview celebrities, she talked to ordinary people about their problems, their dreams, and their lives. She made everyone feel important and heard. For 7 years, People Are Talking was the top-rated talk show in Baltimore. Oprah was finally successful at something that felt natural to her. But she knew this was just the beginning. The Chicago opportunity, a life-changing decision. In 1984, something amazing happened that would change Oprah's life forever. A television executive from Chicago saw her show and was impressed. Chicago had a morning talk show called AM Chicago that was failing badly in the ratings. They offered Oprah the chance to host this show. This was a huge risk for Oprah. Baltimore was comfortable, she was successful there and people loved her. Chicago was a much bigger market with much more competition. The show she would be taking over was in last place, competing against the very popular Phil Donahue show. But Oprah has always been someone who takes risks when she believes in herself. She moved to Chicago in January 1984 and started hosting AM Chicago. What happened next was incredible. Within 1 month, just 30 days, Oprah's show went from last place to first place in the ratings. She was beating Phil Donahue, who had been the king of daytime television for years. How did she do it? Oprah brought something completely new to television. She didn't just ask questions, she shared her own experiences. If someone was talking about weight problems, Oprah talked about her own struggles with weight. If someone was discussing family issues, she shared her own family stories. People had never seen anyone on television be so honest and open about personal things. Oprah made viewers feel like she was their friend, sitting in their living room, having a real conversation. Birth of a media empire, The Oprah Winfrey Show. The success of AM Chicago was so incredible that within a few months, the show was expanded from 30 minutes to a full hour. Then, in September 1985, it was renamed The Oprah Winfrey Show and began broadcasting nationally across the United States. This was the beginning of what would become the most successful talk show in television history. But Oprah didn't stop there. She knew that to really control her career and her message, she needed to own her own show, not just host it for someone else. In 1986, Oprah made a brilliant business decision that most people didn't understand at the time. Instead of just taking a salary to host her show, she formed her own production company called Harpo Productions, that's Oprah, spelled backwards. By owning her show, Oprah would make much more money, but more importantly, she would have control over the content. She could decide what topics to cover, which guests to have on, and what message to send to her audience. This decision made Oprah incredibly wealthy, but it also gave her the power to use television to help people and make positive changes in the world. The show that changed America. The Oprah Winfrey Show wasn't just entertainment, it became a cultural phenomenon that influenced how Americans thought about important issues. Oprah used her platform to discuss topics that other shows were afraid to touch. She talked openly about sexual abuse, sharing her own story to help other survivors feel less alone. She discussed racism, poverty, domestic violence, and other difficult social issues, but she always did it in a way that was hopeful and empowering. One of the most famous moments in the show's history happened in 1987 when Oprah did a show about weight loss. She had lost 67 pounds and wheeled out a wagon full of fat to show how much weight she had lost. The audience went crazy. This moment showed how Oprah could make personal struggles relatable and inspiring to millions of people. But Oprah's show was also famous for celebrating books and reading. When she started Oprah's Book Club in 1996, it became the most powerful force in book publishing. If Oprah chose your book for her book club, it was almost guaranteed to become a bestseller. Authors and publishers hoped and prayed that Oprah would choose their books. She single-handedly got millions of Americans reading books again. Libraries reported increased traffic, and bookstores couldn't keep up with demand for Oprah books. Building a business empire. While The Oprah Winfrey Show was making her famous, Oprah was also building a massive business empire. She understood that her name and brand were valuable, and she used them smartly. In 1988, she bought a film and television studio in Chicago for $20 million. She was only the third woman in American history to own a major studio, and the first African-American woman to do so. Harpo Productions began producing not just Oprah's show, but also made-for-TV movies, documentaries, and other television programs. Oprah was not just a performer anymore, she was a media mogul. In 2000, Oprah launched the Oprah magazine with her best friend Gayle King. The magazine was an immediate success, with circulation reaching over 2 million readers. The magazine focused on self-improvement, spirituality, and living your best life, all themes that were important to Oprah. She also started a website, Oprah.com, which became one of the most popular lifestyle websites on the internet. Everything Oprah touched seemed to turn to gold. Hollywood success, acting and producing. Oprah didn't limit herself to television. She also became a successful actress and movie producer. Her first major acting role was in Steven Spielberg's movie, The Color Purple, in 1985. Even though she had never acted in a movie before, Oprah gave such a powerful performance that she was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. The movie dealt with themes of abuse and survival that were very personal to Oprah, and she brought incredible emotion to the role. She continued acting in movies like Beloved, 1998, which she also produced. While Beloved wasn't a commercial success, it was an important film about slavery and its lasting effects on African American families. As a producer, Oprah has been involved in many successful films and television shows. She has always chosen projects that tell important stories about the human experience, especially stories about people who overcome difficult circumstances. Philanthropy, giving back to the world. As Oprah became more successful and wealthy, she never forgot where she came from. She has given away hundreds of millions of dollars to help others, especially to improve education for disadvantaged children. One of her most famous philanthropic projects is the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for Girls in South Africa. Oprah spent $40 million of her own money to build this school for girls from poor families. She personally interviewed every girl who was accepted to the school and stays involved in their lives. Many of these girls have gone on to attend top universities around the world and become leaders in their communities. In the United States, Oprah has donated millions to historically black colleges and universities. She has also given money to help families affected by natural disasters like Hurricane Katrina. But Oprah's philanthropy isn't just about money. She uses her platform to raise awareness about important causes and to encourage her viewers to help others. She has probably inspired more charitable giving than any other media figure in history. Personal challenges and triumphs. Despite all her success, Oprah has continued to face personal challenges throughout her life. She has been very open about her struggles with weight, going up and down over the years and sharing her journey with her audience. She has also been open about her decision not to have children or get married. Oprah has been in a long-term relationship with Stedman Graham since 1986, but they have chosen not to marry. This decision has been criticized by some people, but Oprah has always been true to what feels right for her. One of the most difficult periods of her life was in the 1990s when she faced multiple lawsuits and controversies. Cattle ranchers sued her for comments she made about beef on her show during the mad cow disease scare. She had to go to court in Texas, where she continued taping her show during the trial. Oprah won the case, but it was a stressful time that showed her how powerful her influence had become. She realized that everything she said could affect entire industries and that she had a great responsibility to use her power wisely. Spiritual journey and personal growth. Throughout her career, Oprah has been on a spiritual journey that she has shared with her audience. She has explored different religious and spiritual practices, always seeking to understand the deeper meaning of life. Oprah has talked about how her childhood trauma led her to search for healing and understanding. She has worked with therapists, spiritual teachers, and life coaches to overcome the pain of her past and become the person she wanted to be. She has introduced her audience to many spiritual teachers and self-help authors, including Maya Angelou, who became like a mother figure to Oprah. Dr. Maya Angelou's wisdom and love helped Oprah heal from her childhood wounds and find her true purpose in life. Oprah's spiritual journey has also included exploring different forms of meditation, yoga, and mindfulness practices. She has used her platform to teach others about the importance of taking care of not just their physical health, but their emotional and spiritual health as well. The end of an era, leaving daily television. In 2009, Oprah shocked the world by announcing that The Oprah Winfrey Show would end in 2011 after 25 years on the air. Many people couldn't believe it. Why would she end the most successful talk show in history? Oprah explained that she felt it was time for a new chapter in her life. She wanted to focus on different types of projects and explore new ways to connect with people and make a positive impact on the world. The final episode of The Oprah Winfrey Show aired on May 25, 2011. It was watched by over 16 million people, and there wasn't a dry eye in the studio audience. Oprah thanked her viewers for allowing her into their lives for 25 years and encouraged them to continue living their best lives. The show's impact cannot be overstated. It aired in over 140 countries and was watched by an estimated 44 million viewers weekly in the United States alone. It won dozens of Emmy Awards and changed the landscape of daytime television forever. New ventures, OWN network and beyond. Even before her daily show ended, Oprah was already planning her next big venture. In 2011, she launched OWN, Oprah Winfrey Network, her own television channel. Starting a new cable network is incredibly difficult and risky, even for someone as successful as Oprah. The early years of OWN were challenging, with low ratings and criticism from the media. Many people wondered if Oprah had made a mistake leaving her successful daily show, but Oprah has never been someone to give up when things get difficult. She worked tirelessly to improve the programming on OWN, focusing on inspiring, uplifting content that reflected her values. Gradually, OWN began to find its audience. Shows like Greenleaf, Queen Sugar, and Cherish the Day attracted viewers who were hungry for quality programming that featured diverse casts and positive messages. Today, OWN is a successful cable network that provides a platform for stories and voices that might not be heard elsewhere. It continues Oprah's mission of using media to inspire, educate, and empower people. Continued influence and legacy. Even though The Oprah Winfrey Show ended over a decade ago, Oprah's influence continues to be felt around the world. She remains one of the most trusted and respected voices in media. She continues to conduct high-profile interviews that make headlines around the world. Her interview with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle in 2021 was watched by over 50 million people worldwide and sparked important conversations about racism and mental health within the British royal family. Oprah is also a successful investor and business advisor. She has invested in companies like Weight Watchers, now WW, and has served on corporate boards. Her business decisions are watched closely because she has such a strong track record of success. Forbes magazine has consistently ranked Oprah as one of the most powerful women in the world and one of the wealthiest self-made women in America. Her net worth is estimated to be over $2.5 billion. But perhaps more important than her wealth is the impact she has had on culture and society. She has been credited with helping to break down racial barriers in media, promoting literacy and education, and encouraging people to live more authentic, purposeful lives. Life lessons from Oprah's journey. Oprah's life story offers many powerful lessons that anyone can apply to their own life. First, your past does not define your future. Oprah came from extreme poverty and experienced terrible trauma as a child, but she didn't let those experiences limit what she could achieve. She used her pain as motivation to help others and create a better life. Second, authenticity is powerful. In a world where many people try to be what they think others want them to be, Oprah succeeded by being completely herself. Her willingness to be vulnerable and honest created a deep connection with her audience. Third, education and reading are keys to success. Throughout her life, Oprah has emphasized the importance of learning and growing. She credits reading with expanding her mind and giving her the tools she needed to succeed. Fourth, helping others is the path to true fulfillment. While Oprah has achieved incredible financial success, she has always said that her greatest satisfaction comes from using her platform to help other people improve their lives. Fifth, persistence pays off. Oprah faced many setbacks and failures throughout her career, but she never gave up. She learned from her mistakes and kept working toward her goals. The Oprah Effect, changing the world. The Oprah Effect is a real phenomenon that describes how Oprah's endorsement of a product, book, or idea can lead to massive success. But the Oprah Effect goes beyond just commercial success. It's about how one person's platform can be used to create positive change in the world. When Oprah talks about an issue on her show or in interviews, it often leads to increased awareness and action. She has brought attention to problems like childhood sexual abuse, illiteracy, poverty, and racism in ways that have led to real progress. She has also helped launch the careers of countless authors, actors, entrepreneurs, and activists by giving them a platform to share their stories and ideas with her massive audience. Oprah today, still making a difference. Today, at 70 years old, Oprah Winfrey continues to be a force for positive change in the world. She remains active in media through OWN Network, continues her philanthropic work, and uses her platform to address important social issues. She has been particularly vocal about issues affecting the African American community, including police brutality, voting rights, and economic inequality. She uses her influence to encourage political participation and social justice. Oprah also continues to focus on health and wellness, both for herself and others. She has been open about her own health challenges and has used her platform to promote healthy living and mental health awareness. The incredible journey continues. From a poor child in rural Mississippi who wore dresses made from potato sacks to becoming one of the most powerful media figures in the world, Oprah Winfrey's story is truly one of the most incredible success stories in American history. But what makes Oprah's story so inspiring is not just that she became rich and famous. It's that she used her success to lift others up, to give voice to the voiceless, and to inspire millions of people to believe in themselves and live their best lives. Oprah has shown that it's possible to overcome any obstacle, no matter how difficult your beginning might be. She has proven that authenticity, hard work, and a commitment to helping others can lead to success beyond your wildest dreams. Her story reminds us that we all have the power to change our lives and make a positive impact on the world. As Oprah herself often says, the greatest discovery of all time is that a person can change his future by merely changing his attitude. Whether she's interviewing world leaders, promoting literacy, building schools in Africa, or simply encouraging someone to follow their dreams, Oprah Winfrey continues to be a beacon of hope and inspiration for people around the world. From rags to billions, from victim to victor, from silence to the most powerful voice in media, Oprah Winfrey's journey shows us that anything is possible when you believe in yourself and never give up on your dreams. This is the incredible, shocking, and inspiring true story of how one woman rose from nothing to everything, and used her power to make the world a better place. Oprah Winfrey, living proof that your beginning does not determine your ending.